Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Casper Network, aka Casper the Friendly Ghost. Let's just dive in and let's start off with the charts. So, now that we have a lot more price data, we could really kind of look into a few things and assess the overall price chart that we have in front of us. A big thing is that recently we did start to kind of break out. We ended up hitting perfect. I mean, like, this is literal perfect resistance. It's interesting on how this price has been really kind of facilitating this higher low pattern that we've been talking about since going all the way back to June. I think that this could very well be our bottom being in for Casper. I don't think that we might. I mean, anything is possible, but I would argue that it's a lower percent chance of us actually making a new low now. The big thing to watch for, though, if we are going to create a new low, is a break of about 2.7 cents. So that's what I'm watching for right now. So far, the support zone has been holding up. This is on the 3-day chart, by the way. Haven't been checking out on balance volume, but we can check that out. Let me get the volume on the chart as well for us. So I am recording this a little bit ahead of time. One thing that I do want to note is that the volume on the on balance volume is still on a downtrend. I would love to see a lot more volume and in fact, I would love to see us kind of break out above the on balance volume that we did have back in April. Now, I think it's going to take some time to get there, but one thing that I want to note is that we still are on a little bit of an upside trail since going all the way back to June, where that low was created back there. We have been accumulating Casper. We have been watching Casper for a while, just simply because I think that this is going to be one that shocks a lot of individuals going into the next major cycle. Volume on the bottom chart here, as you guys do see, has been diminishing since around October 17th, of this year. And you can see the height of the on-balance volume here. Since then, we've kind of just been trailing sideways. Now, one thing I do want to note before, of course, the market kind of sold off a little bit earlier yesterday. One thing that's interesting to me, and by the way, price will most likely change by the time that this video goes live because today is Monday. So again, I'm recording this before indices even open, so price is subject to change rapidly. But one thing I do want to note on the daily here is that this move back here where we hit perfect resistance was not a volume-induced move. I think that this was a little bit of manipulation, to be honest. But it has been sort of coiling up down here on support, has been tapping it, and we started to kind of build out. I love to see the fact that we are building out above support zones that we've seen in the past, more so around like almost 3 cents, 295, which was the support zone that we've seen back in October before we did start the next major breakout event, all the way up to about 5.5 cents. So overall, the price chart still looks pretty strong. I would argue that Casper is most likely bottomed out, but we still could see anything happen. Anything is possible in this market. I always say, if you think that something is, bottomed out, expect the worst, because you really never know. I was actually waiting to see if we were coming back down to test this demand zone. We ended up not testing that demand zone. In fact, on the 3-day span, this is why I have this red line down here. It's actually a little bit off. It should be down slightly here. But you can see that we back tested a nice little support zone. This is almost the same exact point that we tested back in October before we started to break out a little bit on the Bitcoin price chart. One thing that I do also want to note is that this is the resistance demand channel up here. We need to actually break out and start trailing above this area in order for Casper on the USDT chart to break above 5.5 cents, which is a big resistance area. Just to give you guys a quick insight. Now, one thing that I do want to mention as well with Casper is that we continue to see a lot of growth within the holders tab. We are nearing 96,000. I think previously when we were making videos back last year, so a whole year ago, I think that this was barely touching 70,000. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that there was only about like 60-some thousand holders at that point. Now we're at 96,000, and a lot of people will question, well, am I too late? 96,000 seems like a lot. No, that's not a lot at all, especially when we are talking about a coin the size of Casper. And I do believe going forward, a lot more individuals will come over to the Casper train and start holding it. Why do I believe that? Well, because of what the Casper team is doing. And let's actually look into that. So First and foremost, we do see from Casper Network themselves, despite being in a bear market, Casper is working hard to improve the ecosystem and the adoption of blockchain technology. What's next? Discussions with 80 plus projects. This is a huge opportunity for them. I mean, 80 plus projects, that's a massive opportunity. We do see coordinated network upgrades, new protocol release, upcoming developer portal, new gen Casper signer as well. And then over here, we do see from the X Frontier. By the way, shout out to X Frontier over on Twitter as well as on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that he makes YouTube videos as well. But we do see with Casper and AWS Cloud, enterprises get the following and more. Allows for quick and secure deployment of nodes. Easier for devs to deploy smart contracts/solutions. Access to Casper Labs professional services and support. Private, public, or hybrid network architecture. And yes, if you guys did miss it, Casper Network did post this over on Twitter. The key feature of Casper in its predictable and cost-effective gas pricing, or is its predictable and cost-effective gas pricing, sorry. The partnership between Casper Labs and AWS Cloud enables developers and enterprises worldwide to build better DeFi products enabled by Casper's efficient, low-cost gas model. And yeah, I do think that as we do continue on with crypto adoption and blockchain adoption, I think that a big aspect is going to be enterprise-grade adoption. I think that enterprise-grade and institutional-grade adoption is going to bring the next billion-plus users to crypto. I also think that that's what's going to add a lot more money to the overall ecosystem, ultimately boosting up the market cap of the entire crypto market. Now also DeFi. DeFi is obviously a huge one. DeFi started to come over to Casper slightly back in 2021. Since then, we've seen a lot more trying to build out on Casper. I think the big one was I'm blanking here. I think it was the Friendly Markets. Friendly Markets was like the big one that we really kind of focused on back in 2021, and I think that they launched at the end of 2021. It was at like a terrible time in the market technically, if you were going off of, the pricing, and everyone is really kind of just losing interest in crypto because, of course, prices are starting to drop, which again, arguably, it's the best time to be in crypto, but it is what it is. But we also do see over here from the Casper Network team, yet again, you can maintain and improve the security and efficiency of Casper. Use staking instruments to lock your holdings. Stake Casper directly using the Casper signer that acts as your Casper wallet. You can also use crypto exchanges to stake tokens. And we have been seeing a lot of we've been staking Casper for a while, and we've been seeing a huge opportunity within that because of the APY. I'm pretty sure that they mentioned the APY over here on the home tab of Casper stats. I might be wrong. So yeah, it's not on here, but I think you can actually see it down here. Some of these are the Casper staked. So this is interesting. Another big thing that I also want to focus on is how much out of the full supply is actually staked. Almost 8 billion Casper is locked away in staking opportunity. And it's because it's around like 10% APY. It's a huge opportunity for anybody who is holding Casper, especially holding during the bear market. I would argue that staking during the bear market, secure staking, I should say, is a huge opportunity for anybody who does want to take control of their tokens and really kind of stake it and earn a lot more on those tokens. It's a huge opportunity, especially during the bear market. Now, with all of this in mind, what is happening? Well, we do see from Casper, they are launching a Casper Accelerate Grant Program with $25 million to fund this. It is going to support developers and innovators building on the Casper network. The program will run for 3 years for projects building apps to support infrastructure, end-user applications, and R&D. Now, the best part about this is that also, to complement this, they're launching a new digital portal to support developers and innovators. The developer portal is scheduled to go live in Q1 of 2023. Now, I wouldn't think too much of this if we weren't already expecting a large amount of things happening in 2023, the first quarter at least. So a big one is obviously Casper 2.0. Casper 2.0 is going to be a big opportunity for Casper and also Casper holders. We aim to empower technology leaders to build powerful and flexible new solutions that drive improved business efficiencies and open new revenue streams. Casper 2.0 will further enable this process. Among other features, here's some of what you could expect in Q1 of 2023. Now, this got posted back in September. but we were focused on this greatly back then because there's going to be a lot of enhancements and upgrades to the overall network itself. I think that Casper 2.0 is also going to empower a lot more adoption of the network, which will, of course, in return, create a lot more value on the network itself as well. And I think that when we really kind of look at things happening around Casper, as we look at the price chart, as we look at where this market is currently, I would argue that we very well could have seen the bottom for crypto, but again, like I say, anything is possible in this space. You definitely got to play the 50-50 role because, again, this market is extremely unpredictable. But one thing that I will note is that right now is the best time to be looking at these altcoins as they are extremely undervalued. I mean, in my opinion, I do think that Casper is almost at the bottom of the barrel in terms of price overall value, and I think that going into the next major cycle, this could very well pull an 88 type run where it did go from cents to dollars plus and did like a 100x run. So again, as we do see a lot more building out on Casper, we see a lot more publicity, aka we see these articles being posted from things or from companies like Cointelegraph. We see a lot more building upgrades, grants being brought out as well. I think that all of this is going to be extremely exciting, especially as we do launch into 2023. The first quarter is definitely going to be exciting, and I think that that's also going to show us exactly why Casper is such a gem right now. Not a lot of people are really kind of looking at Casper. I mean, most of my Casper videos don't get a lot of views, but for those out there that are watching these videos, I'm sure that you recognize the overall value behind Casper and also see the vision ahead with Casper as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. For guys on this beautiful world, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.